Hello everyone and welcome back to another coin roll hunting video. In today's video we're going to be searching through this $155 of mixed rolls of quarters, dimes, and pennies, so let's get into it. Alright everyone, so I felt like starting with our dimes today, so we'll get into that. Our dimes have the least things to look for, but I thought I would just do our typical 5-roll edge hunt on camera with you guys so we can see if we find any of that silver. As of recording this today, I just recorded my day 40 coin roll hunt. Daily coin roll hunt. I'm doing kind of a series on YouTube Shorts of doing a 1-roll coin roll hunt every day. And today was day 40 and I actually found some silver in a dime roll if you want to go check that out. So that's kind of what made me want to just do a couple more dime rolls today. And I'm not sure if when this comes out this will be the same day or not. It may take a couple days to record, as a lot of my videos do. But I thought we would go through this on camera and I'll talk a little bit about what we look for. So for our dimes, the main thing that we're looking for is that 90% silver, which is all dimes 1964 and older are 90% silver. And I found a 1964 dime in that other roll on our short earlier. I'm just looking at the edges there, looking for that nice white silver edge or light gray. We do also look for some other things. We look for some errors, although for dimes they have the least amount of errors out of any denomination that I search for. I will be using my own coin roll hunting checklist as well as the Strike It Rich with Pocket Change guide to kind of search for those errors. I'm not seeing anything there. And then we also look for other things like proofs or old coins or foreigns or West Point coins or things like that as well. So let's get this last roll open together on camera, and then I do have 5 more rolls. So pennies, quarters, and dimes, I've got 10 rolls of each that we'll be searching through today. And that edge looks kind of strange, but I don't think it's anything, so I'm not going to look at it. I'm pretty sure it just caught the light weird. But anyways, guys, I'm going to search through these off camera, and I'll bring you back in if I find anything, and if not, then we'll move on to our next denomination. Alright everyone, so I just finished searching through that dime roll, so I thought I'd bring you in for a little wrap up and show you what we found. So the first thing that we found is these 4 coins here, which are all going to be book fillers for our dime book. So we have here, I'll just show you each of them real quick. We got a 1969 Philly there. We have a 1972 Philly. And then we have 1973 Philly. And last, a 1976 Philly. So that leaves us with only 1 book filler left that we're looking for our dimes, other than the silver book fillers, which is that 1978 Denver that we're looking for. So we'll have to find that in a different hunt. Now we did find one error, which I thought I would show. This is a fairly common error, but the prices have gone up as of the last time I looked at it. These used to go for like $1, now they're a little higher. I think I'll put up some eBay comps. I'm not exactly sure what this is worth. But this is a 1970 Denver with the reverse of the 68 proof. So basically what you can tell for this, how this flame is supposed to look, let me grab one of these and show you. So this here is that 69, and you can see that flame is just very flat and it doesn't have very much detail. Whereas this flame here has those lines on it, which is the design from the 68 proof. So it's not supposed to be that way. So it's worth a little bit more. Like I said, those eBay comps will be up there. So that's the only error that we found. And then I also decided to set aside all the 2024 and 2025 dimes that we found, because I'm not sure if they're worth anything extra or not, but I just decided to set them aside anyway. I'll put up eBay comps for them if there are any that are somewhat worth it. If it's over like $1 or more, I'll probably put it up there. But we have our 2024 Phillies, our 2024 Denvers, and then we didn't find any 2025 Phillies, but we found 3 2025 Denvers. So we got 4 Philly 2024s, 8 Denver 2024s, and 3 Denver 2025s. So there we go. I thought I'd show you guys. And then now I think we're going to move on to our quarters. Alright guys, so I'm going to go through these 5 quarter rolls on camera here with you guys while we kind of talk a little bit about what we look for. So the main thing that we're looking for right now while we're doing this edge hunt is we're looking for that 90% silver, just like for the dimes. So all quarters in 1964 and older are made of 90% silver. So we'll look at the edge of each of those rolls and see if we can find any. I usually don't have much luck with quarters for finding silver, but what I do often have luck with is finding errors for quarters, because there's just so many different designs and so much to look for. So we'll for sure be doing that, and I'll go off camera after this and set aside a bunch to look for errors. Other things we look for foreign coins, proofs, the 2019 and 2020 West Point quarters. Those are always a good find. Those are worth more than even the silver, oftentimes at least. We also look for things like San Francisco business strikes and book fillers. Right now we only have 2 book fillers left for our book. We have the Denver American Samoa quarter and the Denver U.S. Virgin Islands quarter. So those are kind of some of the things we look for. I'm not seeing any silver there. And if I see anything other than silver on the edges, I'll point it out to you guys as well. But so far I haven't seen anything. Doesn't mean there's not anything there. It just means that I haven't seen it. If it is there, I could have missed something too. Let's see here. I don't notice anything there, and we'll get this last row open. And of course, guys, we are searching through 10 rolls, so there's 5 more rolls. I'm not going to do them all on camera because that would take a really long time. But we'll do these 5 together, and then I'll go through all the quarters, and I'll bring you back in with my finds. Yeah, it looks like we don't have anything there. So yeah, I will go through these off camera, and I'll bring you back in when I find something. Alright guys, I just finished searching through the quarters, so I thought I'd show you what I found. So first we'll start with the errors that we found. So we're looking at one of these Bessie Coleman quarters here, and I actually have 2 different ones of these quarters that have different errors. But this one, you can see it's got a little die chip on the plane there, and if I go under here I'll try to shadow that a little bit so you can see it. It's a decent sized die chip. This whole piece right there is not supposed to be there. Let me slide this one that doesn't have it underneath so you can see kind of the difference there. But you can see that whole gap there is empty in that one, whereas if I slide this one back, it's got a chip there. So that's just kind of something interesting. Also, this is really minor on the other side. On the obverse, you can see there's a little tiny die chip on Washington's nose here. So yeah, I'll put up eBay comps for that. But let me show the other error that we found, which this one I feel like is a little more exciting, actually. This one is something called an in-cues error. And I gotta kind of shadow it right so you guys can see it good. And you can see it a little bit here, but if you look at that E where it says EC, you can see if I put some shadow on there, you can see there's like another E to the left of it. So that's kind of the in-cues where it gets, I'm not sure how the in-cues error is made, but I know that it's an error that we look for. So I found that, so I'll put up eBay comps for that as well. And then the last thing that we have that I thought I'd show, this isn't an error, but we did end up finding a book filler, which is this U.S. Virgin Islands, and I think it's a Denver, yeah, 2009 Denver U.S. Virgin Islands. So that will be going down in our book, and that leaves us with only 1 more book filler for quarters. So from here, let's move on to our pennies. Alright guys, so I've got our pennies all set up here so we can do our little edge hunt. For pennies, the edge hunt isn't super important, but there are some things we can look for. But I did want to show you guys something real quick before we get into that. So I actually went to the bank today to get some more coin rolls because I need some coin rolls for doing my daily coin roll hunts. I'm starting to run out. So I went there and I was able to get some pretty cool coin rolls, but and a lot of them have like writing on them. I think that they might be part of a collection dump. We've got different dates on them, so you can look forward to seeing that in my daily coin roll hunts. But anyways, what I wanted to show you guys that I'm going to add on to this hunt is I went to the bank and I was in the parking lot and I found this on the ground. Now this bag is just a bag that I had used to return some coins, but I actually found them. They were all on the ground, and then next to them was an empty coin wrapper, and the coin wrapper said 2020 Denver. And so these are all 2020 Denver pennies. Now with the 2020s, I know there are some like die chip errors and things like that. I'm not entirely sure of all that there is to look for, but I thought I'd show you guys that. I'm going to be adding that to this hunt. It's just 1 roll's worth of coins, so an extra penny roll basically that are all 2020 Denver, so I'll add that to the hunt. and I'll look for errors and things like that on those pennies. But anyways, guys, let's jump into this and I'll talk a little bit about what we look for in our penny rolls. So if I can open the roll here. There we go, I got it. Took me a minute. All right, basically, the main thing that we're looking for right now when we're edge hunting is just any edge that looks weird. So basically, for pennies, they're all copper, so there's lots of varying colors. Man, I really can't get this roll today to go for me. I'll just have to rip it like this, a lot less even, but that's okay. But as you can see, let me show you what we have here in this penny roll. I'm struggling with this today, guys. So this is what a typical penny roll looks like. You can see there's lots of different shades of that kind of orangish, reddish brown color of that copper and zinc. Basically what we're looking for these edges is just anything that is really worn down we might look at, or edges that aren't actually round. So like a lot of Canadian cents have different shapes of edges. We also look for different sizes of coins. We look for steel cents. All sorts of things like that could stand out when we look at the edges of these rolls. Now for that roll I didn't end up seeing anything, but let's see as we go through the rest of these. Some other things that we look for lots of things that aren't based off of the edge of the coin too. Like we look for foreigns that you might necessarily see on the edge of the roll. We look for proofs. We look for wheat cents and old pennies and things like that. I've got lots of penny books that we look for book fillers for. Just all sorts of different things. I'm not someone who personally keeps all of my copper pennies. I know a lot of coin hunters do. But we do look for them, and we look for lots of errors with our pennies as well. So yeah, let me get these last two rolls open real quick. And then what I'll do is I'll go off camera and look for errors and look through all of the rolls. And there's 10 rolls total other than that 2020 Denver roll. So we'll look through all 10 of those. I won't do the last 5 on camera, but I'll look through them off camera and bring you in if I find anything cool. Well, let's get this last roll open here. I feel like these rolls are like really tightly wrapped. It's making it hard to open them. But we'll get that last one open there. If I can push it out. There we go. So I'm not seeing anything on the edge of that roll. But anyways, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera and look through all these, and I'll bring you back in if I find anything. Alright guys, I'm partially through roll number 3, and we have our first find here, as you can see, which is that 1957 Denver, which is going to be a wheat cent. And it looks like it's in real nice condition. I'm just going to flip it over so you can see that reverse. Look at that. That is amazing. Amazing condition. Super shiny. Just let me show you the edge of that coin. Just beautiful wheat cent. Amazing wheat cent. If this isn't a book filler, it will most likely be an upgrade. You can see it has a little bit of damage on the front, but overall, that is just an amazing wheat cent. I don't know if I've ever found a wheat cent that's that nice in circulation. That reverse is impeccable. So just beautiful. So there we go. We got our first wheat cent on the hunt. Really nice one. Alright guys, we're getting to the end of roll number 5 here, and we have another wheat cent here, as you can see. I haven't flipped it over yet, so I don't know what it is yet. So let's see what year we have. We have, let's see, a 1952, I think. 1952 Denver there. So another wheat cent on the hunt. Alright guys, we're actually in the same roll. I just picked up a few more coins to look at, and we found this one. This is a 1957 Philly. So just like that really nice one we found at the beginning was a Denver 57. So let me flip it over to show you that reverse there. This one's in decent shape too, not as good as that first one. But we got another wheat cent on the hunt in the same roll, still roll number 5. Very next roll, roll 6, we have another wheat cent find, a 1944 Philly it looks like. So let's flip that over so I can show you that wheat cent reverse there. And there you go, another wheat cent on the hunt. Alright everyone, we're on roll number 8. We have another wheat cent here, so it's come up reverse facing, so let's flip it over and see what that date is there. We have a 1956 Denver, it looks like, so that's pretty cool. Another wheat cent on the hunt. Alright guys, we're on roll number 9, so we're getting close to the end of this hunt. And we have another wheat cent here. I don't know if you can read that because it's a little bit dirty and corroded, but it's a 1944 filly. And let me flip it over here so you can see that reverse as well. There you go, another wheat cent on the hunt. Alright everyone, we're in the same roll and we have another wheat cent. We're doing pretty good on wheat cents this hunt. But let's flip it over and see what year we have here. We have, it's a 1950 something. It's got a little gunk on it. Let me pull it here so I can look at it. You know, I'm not sure. I might have to put that under the scope to see what it is. But 1950 something Denver. So we got another wheat cent on the hunt. Alright guys, so I just got it under the scope here so we could look at it and see what that date is. And I'm pretty sure it's a 53. So you can see this kind of looks like a 3 to me, especially this little end bit here. So I think it's a 53 Denver. So I thought I'd show you guys. Alright everyone, I just finished searching through all the pennies, so I thought I'd bring you in for a wrap up. I didn't end up finding any errors in this hunt, but we did find a lot of other really nice, cool things. In this hunt of the 10, for the part with the 10 penny rolls at least, we found 7 wheat cents out of the 10 rolls, which is really good. Almost 1 per roll. And we did find this really nice, I'm not going to go over each one's date specifically because we already showed it earlier in the video, but we did find this really nice 1957 Denver, just immaculate wheat cent there. This will definitely be at least a book upgrade, and all of these I'll check in my books to see if they'll fill any slots. Another thing that we found was we found this 2025 Denver, which I'm not sure if I brought you in for or not. I'm not sure what this is worth. I know that in the past they've sold for a decent amount because they're thought to be, they're most likely going to be low mintage because this is the last year of the penny. So I'll put up eBay comps if they are applicable for this. I'm just holding on to them for now. They might not end up being worth anything, but we only found 1 this hunt. And then we found a bunch of book fillers as well that I thought I would share with you because I didn't earlier in the video. So we found a 1982 zinc large date that will be going down in our books. Now for pennies, I have a lot of books. The most out of all of the books that I have are pennies, but that will be one of them. And then we have a 99 filly, a 98 filly, a 93 filly. This one I think is a 71 San Francisco. It's pretty chewed up, but for all of my book fillers, I just put it in even if it's a chewed up coin, and then if I find a better one, then I'll add it in. And then we have a 59 filly, a 61 Philly and Denver, and then a 63 Denver as well that we'll be adding to our hunts. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, guys, I'm not going to go over all the finds for the rest of the video for the quarters and the dimes. So if you want to check that out, you can go back in the video if you fast forwarded. Anyways, guys, I'm excited to finally be getting a video out. It's been a little while. I did have a video planned earlier, but it didn't end up working out. I had a sponsorship lined up and it fell through. So I apologize for it taking this long to get a video out, but I've been working on it. It's just taken me a little bit of time. And also, if you haven't checked out my Daily Coin Roll Hunt Shorts series, I definitely recommend it. It's been really fun. I found a lot of cool things, and some days we don't find anything, and some days we find some stuff, so it's just kind of fun. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I try to make content like this, doing coin roll hunts, as well as talking about some of the history of different coins in my collection. If you have any comments on this video, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. I try to answer all the comments that I can, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.